Tolokhanina gets a better start on that left-hand side. Kusheva catching her up goal. Big stumble from Kusheva. Tolokhanina just needs to hold it together. 7.8.1, and it's Tolokhanina that takes the first goal of the season. And you can see how much it means to her. Yannick on the left in blue. Kuzovlev on the right in red. And Kuzovlev is faster. Oh no, it's another stumble and Yannick takes the gold. Yannick will walk away with a first gold medal of the season here in Gyeongsang, South Korea. And there's one thing we can say for Maria Tolokhanina, it's very rare that we'll see her anything but composed. She's going to move through these next moves with conviction. She's going to move decisively. High feet. Looks at that left hand. Oh, she sticks it! Falls! But that was a very aggressive fall.
That was first place.
He's only 26 seconds ahead of Jung Park now. Hits the dino, look at that, almost static, really nice. First goes in, second goes in, and there it is. Oh my gosh, 1 minute 30 left on the clock. He was about 9 seconds ahead of Jung Park, and if that's the case, it's gold medal for Nikolai Kuzovlev. Kusheva taking the win in the first run, and look at that, she's accelerating away already on that left-hand side, but Feoktistovan's picking up the pace. Kusheva around that middle zone, not stumbling, and although Feoktistova takes the win there, that 2-second advantage that Kusheva won on that first run, we'll see her with the gold medal. Kardashev on the left, Yurlov on the right, and Yurlov gets up to the stronger of the two starts. He's been blisteringly fast all weekend, and it looks like he's going to keep going. It's not a sub-6, but it's fast enough, 7.76 seconds, almost a whole second ahead of Vladimir Kardashev. And it is indeed Vladislav Yurlov's first ever gold medal. There's the top clip, and there's the match, ladies and gentlemen. Maria Tolokhanina in fine style, composed, calm, collected and cool. Another gold medal to add to the tally, and well deserved for the Russian athlete at the top of her game for so many years and at the top of the game. Hits the hold, there it is. Gold medal guaranteed for Nikolai Kuzovlev. Still going. 15 seconds remaining. Clip 17 made. True spirit of ice climbing. Nikolai Kuzovlev tops the men's final route. Guaranteed gold medal here. Welcome back and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Saas Fee. We're live for the men's lead semi-finals, and if the women's competition was anything to go by, this one is going to be equally as thrilling. Absolutely stunning work just a few hours ago. Men's lead semi-finals getting underway in just a few moments' time. My name is Liam Lonsdale. Delighted to welcome you back to Saas Fee, which is increasingly warmer, somewhere around -1 now outside, just about -5 indoors. Much more pleasant conditions for the men this afternoon. 19 athletes qualified for this men's semi-final today, due to a tie, or a couple of ties in fact. Let's take a look at the men's results. So all of the men on this list all topped 2 routes. Absolutely stunning work from those athletes. First athlete out will be Switzerland's Yannick Glatthard. Second athlete out will be Samuel Clavier of Switzerland. Third, Kevin Huser of Switzerland. Fourth, Nikolai Primerov, this year representing Switzerland. Fifth will be Lukas Glatthard. We saw his sister qualifying second in the women's. For Switzerland, Gordon McArthur of Canada, back in business. First time he's made semi-finals here in Saas Fee in 8 years. Switzerland's Marko Malinowski is 7th. Artem Bozhenskyi, new name from Russia, 8th. 9th out will be Jonathan Brown of Switzerland. 10th, Alexei Mashallov of Russia. 11th, Anton Yamov of Russia. Young-Hee Kwan, 12th for Korea. Alexei Dengin, 13th for Russia. Reza Safdarian, 14th for Iran. Chung Jung-Lee, Korea, out 15th. Clair for France, 16th. Jung Park, 17th for Korea. Lee, 18th for Korea. And 19th will be the current World Tour leader, Nikolai Kuzovlev of Russia. It's going to be a stunner. You can feel it. 19 guys, all at the absolute top of their game. Topped both of their routes in qualifiers. It's going to be good. If you are joining us, it's lovely to have you on board, and of course, we love to hear from you. Oh, look at that. There's Dirk Tyler. One of the best judges there is. America's finest. We love to hear from you. You can drop us comments. You can drop us messages. You can use the hashtag UIAA Ice Climbing. Send us a comment in the chat box. Let us know where you are tuning in from, who you are cheering for. And of course, don't forget to like and share the broadcast too. If you'd like to contact me directly, it's very easy to do so. At Liam Lonsdale on all of the social media channels. There are the male semi-finalists. Gordon McArthur in the centre of your screen there. It's the isolation zone. You see in the back corner there. That's the warm-up log. Some hanging barrels as well that they can do some moves on. Route setters just making the final preparations to the lines. So we should be on the way in just a couple of moments' time. If you watched this morning's performance, I would love to hear from you who you thought your favourite athlete was. On your screen there in the white helmet, Yannick Glatthard. Took a break from the tour 2018 after being very prominent on the tour the year prior. Had a good chat with Yannick yesterday. We talked about form, we talked about training. He took a year out to get into the guide scheme. He said he feels his style's calmed down a little bit, but he's still as aggressive as ever. Climbing up the left side of the route, it's the right side of the speed structure. He bridges out between the volume and the ice for this first move. And already the athletes are being forced to dynamically reach across. Yannick Glatthard easily popping with that right tool. Is this the return of Swiss air? He's his left hand on that rock hold. This is the first time we've seen this route climbed. Makes clip 3. The athletes only have 7 minutes 30 seconds on this route. Slightly shorter than the women's climb. Expect these athletes to move fast, to move aggressively. They're climbing centre out towards the right as we look at the structure. Actually have a very nice view of Yannick through the commentary booth window here. Just trying to release that left tool. There it is. See his yellow jacketed teammates, Sina Goetz and Mira Kunzle, cheering him on there. Kicks in hard to the centre of the panel. 22 clips for the men, including the top. Yannick with just under 5.5 minutes left, 5 minutes 12 to be precise. Still has a long way to go. Just gives that hold a little look with the eyes. Make sure he's got it exactly how he wants it. Takes that green intellect hold there. Big pull. Crosses over himself to take the top of the ice barrel by clip number 8. Yannick really enjoys these longer climbs. He said he thinks the semi-final being so long will be much more split between the athletes rather than the qualies, which was shorter and faster climbs. 19 men tied for qualifiers. Moves between the two ice barrels. There's clip 11. Makes his way into the ice, into those pre-formed holes. Really smart climbing from Yannick Glatthard by clip number 12. There it is. Puts his heels on top of the ice to get a bit of a rest. There's clip 13. Nice reverse grip there, straight into the Stein by clip number 13. Cranks hard with that low grip in the left hand. Spent the last few months endurance training. Only decided late that he was going to compete this season. This is the first competition of the season for him. Three minutes on the clock, just under in fact. Big reach with the left hand, looks to skip that hold. Oh, and he's just short, might have to change his tactics there. Takes a second to shake. 2 minutes 34 on the clock. Will he try that method again, or will he go low? He goes high and does skip that hold. Kicks in hard to come across and match. Oh, and a little slip, but he managed to keep that right tool solid. Uses the hand to readjust the tool. He's climbing so instinctively. Very intuitive movement. Makes the clip. 2:07 on the clock. Big reach with the right hand. There's clip 16. Another big move, goes into the backhand this time with the right hand, hits it second time round. Big kicks as he approaches clip number 18. There it is, 4 more clips to go, 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock. Reaches out into the hanging log. Gets the swing going. Flicks into the fig 4 and he's got a bit of a tangle going on, but oh, look at that, he's readjusted himself perfectly. Flawless style. Swiss Air is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute and 25 seconds on the clock. Yannick Glatthard is flying right now. Kicks hard into the underside of the top part of the arch now. He's fully horizontal. There's clip 19. Big reach up above him again. Allez, Yannick, come on, big guns. Makes clip number 20. Launches up above him there. The ice barrel behind him beckons. The crowd really getting behind him now. There's clip 21 of 22. Into the Stein, 40 seconds remaining. He can see the top as he reaches the ice barrel. Into he's off! Oh, Yannick! Flipping heck! My palms are absolutely soaked. That was ridiculous. First athlete out, and what a show from Swissair Yannick Glatthard. Smiles from him, and he came so close to topping. He looked tired at clip 17, and he just kept fighting all the way to the top. Just slipped out of the grip on the figure 4 at that top barrel. Stunning work from the Swiss climber. And we watch here that moment, he left his leg, oh, and he just lost the grip. Time was ticking, you could see he was tired. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. He kept looking back, almost as if to say, please let my time be up. But he knew he had to keep fighting. He didn't stop. Into that ice barrel, watch his left hand. Oppa! Amazing work. Yannick Glatthard, first semi-finals back in the competitions, and he was so close to a top there. With the field so tight, so hotly contested, we'll have to wait and see if he's done enough. We've got 18 more athletes to go through. Next athlete up, Sam Clavian, another Swiss climber. We're going to try and get Yannick up into the booth for a chat and see how he felt about that in just a few moments' time. Just try and retrieve the axe there. The unenviable job of doing that. Not sure who that is, but doing a cracking job. Get his special axe retrieving tool out, designed specifically for the job. It might look like a garden rake, don't be fooled. There is Sam Clavian, and it's Samuel that is responsible for many of these stone holes. He actually makes them. Questions coming in already on the broadcast. Great to have you all on board. Someone's asking if the climbers stopped if they back clip or Z clip. If they Z clip, then they are not disqualified. They just have to correct the clip. Or in fact, no, that's wrong. If they Z clip, basically if they clip out of sequence, then they're out. But if they Z clip and they've clipped in sequence and they've just taken the rope from the wrong place, then they just have to correct it. Back clipping is very, very rare here because the tapes are so long. It doesn't actually matter if you don't have the clip perfectly aligned, which is one of the rare occasions that that is the situation. So people saying what a wonderful route it was to watch. It was indeed. Route Setter's done a beautiful job there with that one. If you have questions for Yannick, he's going to be up here with me in a few moments' time. Send your questions in for Swissair himself. Get it in the chat box, get it in the comments box. We'll do our best to ask. Sam Clavian now approaching the first dynamic move. Eyes up. That hold, and I think he needs to build that left leg a little bit higher. Doesn't look like he's going to. You can see the orange boundary spray on that left-hand side of the ice. Oh no, he's off! Sam Clavian out of the semi-finals before it had even begun for him. It's a real shame for Sam. Real shame, but that is just the way things go. Didn't quite find the foot placement. I definitely think he needed a left foot higher. There was that move. Oh, he was just short. He needed to build that left foot, generate more momentum. Unlucky for Sam Clavian. So, I'm not entirely sure what's happening. I can tell you that they are probably resetting the women's route for the finals, because, or maybe they're setting the men's route for the finals, but they're on the left-hand side of the structure. The climbers are on the right. That's Kevin Huser there, another Swiss athlete on the screen. First competition of the season for him as well. Last year, he placed 17th at this event. We'll be looking to improve on that today, no doubt. Get those questions in for Yannick. Questions already here. What the heck did Swissair eat for breakfast? Someone said, would you have had time or power for another 10 seconds of resting? Jeez, you guys are harsh. You looked pretty gassed. So there's Kevin Huser. Let's see how he fares with this dyno, and he does kick into that right side of the volume. But again, a low left foot. Much better. Bumps it really high. Good flexibility in the hips there. Balanced precariously between the two placements of the feet. Eyes up the stone hold. 1, 2, 3. Hits it easily. Look at that. Very classy, Kevin. Very classy indeed. Smooth as he reaches up and makes clip 2. Into the figure 4 over the left hand for move past clip 3. Very small placements in these stone holds. Across into the Stein between 5 and 6. Little foot pop, but readdresses that 2 seconds ahead of Yannick Glatthard at this point. 5:40 on the clock. Deep block off that barrel with the right hand. Small placement there on that granite edge. Moving well so far, Kevin Huser. Into that backhand undercling on that intellect hold. Matches with the right tool to turn it into an undercling proper. Into the ice. Looks a little shaky, but he's moving well. Good pace in his movement. Consistent, not stopping to shake. Fallen slightly behind Glatthard now by 8 seconds. And interestingly, struggles with the first swing into that next ice barrel. Yannick Glatthard moving so well, effortless through this section. Nice movement there from Huser. Makes the clip. Yannick Glatthard climbed down onto the ice. Huser does the same. And now starts up the right-hand side of the speed wall. Into the top of those ice blocks, heading up for that next barrel as he makes clip number 12. .257 on the clock. Big kick from Huser. Makes that next clip. Clip 14 in the bag. It's shaking out. He's a whole minute behind Yannick Glatthard now. Reminder, I'll have Yannick with me in a few moments' time. So if you have any questions for him or any comments, then you can send them in. Kevin Huser now into the upper part of that middle head wall. Very steep overhanging part of the structure. Reaches up for clip 16. 1 minute 20 on the clock. That's clip 17. Still a whole minute behind Yannick Glatthard, Swiss teammate of Kevin Huser. Reaches behind him into that backhand Stein. Little shift of the head of the pick there. Very nicely placing the feet into the ice below that out of bounds line. Taking care not to stand on the top. There's clip 18. And that clock is ticking down, 30 seconds remain as he reaches into the log. Doesn't quite have the placement there. He's only just on the tip of it. Oh, and he does stick that barrel. Nice coordination. Starting to accelerate now, but he's only 10 seconds left on the clock. Has he got time to make clip 19? Looks like it. That's going to be time up, and I'm welcome to the studio now, Yannick Glatthard. Yannick, how's it going, man?
Good, and you?
Yeah, pretty good. Mate, that was crazy. First climber in the semi-finals, the return of Swiss Air.
It was slower than Swiss Air before.
Only just slower. It was amazing. You were definitely slow through that first section, but then as we got into that upper part, you shifted a gear, and you were seemingly unstoppable in those last 10 meters.
Yeah, and the first part I was like kind of shaky, because it's always you don't want to fuck it up. But the dyno went pretty well, and so then I take care on the SAM holds, and then when I was first in the ice bumble, I knew now you can go all in.
Well, you climbed really decisively, really with conviction, as we would expect. You almost topped How tired were you at that point?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't that tired.
Okay.
I just had very cold hands.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I shaked off below. I couldn't find the watch, so that's why I didn't know how much time I had left. So I was kind of in hurry, and I don't want to waste the time with shaking. So
Yeah.
I just think, go.
So 21 clips made. You were on the last holds almost. Do you think that'll be enough for the final?
I hope so.
So do we. Yannick, we did get some questions that came in. One was, what did you eat for breakfast?
Same as yesterday.
Porridge.
Porridge.
There you go. The secret to Swiss Air's power and speed is porridge. Can you tell us a little bit about the competition in general? This is 20 years of Saas Fee. How important is this event to you this weekend?
That's the important event for me this year. That's why I trained the whole year. That's why I give all in. The route setting here is just unbelievable. It's crazy what the organizers and the route setter built up here today, and that's why it's for me one of the best events.
5 Swiss athletes out first. Yourself, Sam Clavier, who had that unfortunate fall low down, Kevin Huser, Nikolai Primerov, Lukas Glatthard. There's still, after that, 1, 2 more. That's 7 Swiss guys in the finals. We were talking about it with the women as well. What's changed with the Swiss team this year that you've just got so many incredibly strong athletes?
Oh, when I came in the Swiss team, it was like 6 years ago, and it was just a team of climbers. They just go to compete. But now we have successful training in the O Block in Bern by Toby Suter, and yeah, we made a lot for our team spirit, and we have a lot of trainings, and that's a very good team basic. So that's, I think, why we're so good this year.
Well, here's one more athlete. Just give us a couple of words about Nikolai Primerov this year competing under the Swiss flag.
Yeah, that's amazing that he now can compete for us. Yeah, he trained with us the last several years, and now he is able to compete under the Swiss flag. I'm very happy with that. He's a good athlete, very smart, very technical. He do a lot with his mind.
Well, we'll have to see how he fares today. Big thank you once more. Oh, and he just caught that hold. Big thank you once more to Yannick Glatthard. Good luck. Hopefully you do make it through to finals.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward to seeing you at some more rounds. That was Yannick Glatthard of Switzerland with that absolutely thrilling performance, his first route, or rather his first semi-final of the season, and hopefully the first of many. Nikolai Primerov on the screens now. Let's see how he does with his semi-finals route. Primerov now edging rightwards into the hanging slab on this route. It's not a slab at all, there's hanging roof on this route. Approaching the ice barrel. Previous years, Nikolai Primerov, of course, competing under the Russian flag. This year, married, long-time girlfriend Caroline Undermatten. And yeah, now has the Swiss flag. He placed 8th here last year. 19th the year before. He'll be looking for another place in finals today. Reaches back into that big ice block. 4:37 on the clock. 22 seconds ahead of Yannick Glatthard at this point. Little cut loose there. Into that next barrel. Look at that. Basically campuses into that. Little flick of the feet. Very good strength there from Nikolai Primerov. Makes his way onto the right-hand side of the speed wall. And of course, try and grab Kevin Huser and Nikolai Primerov for a chat with both of them. Do send in your questions and comments. Primerov makes clip 13. No room for mistakes here in this men's semi-final. Into the Stein. Big, strong step up with that left hand. A little bit of wobble in the head on that shaft. Manages to keep the stability, uses his feet to keep that centre of gravity in place. Oh, a little bit of shift there, that was a close call. Primerov relieved to make that clip. Of course, Yannick Glatthard skipped that move altogether. Up and right with that right hand to the very small edge. Makes clip 16 and clip 17 in quick succession there. Reaches behind him into that reverse Stein with the right hand. One minute and 10 seconds on the clock for Nikolai Primerov now. Looks to be tiring. You can see that right arm ever so slightly bent. Not an efficient position, and he's 19 seconds behind Glatthard now. Flicks his right leg over into the hanging log barrel. Takes a couple of swings, but very precise into that right-hand side of the ice barrel. Rather the left-hand side, climbing rightwards. Teammates shouting, "Go, go, go, Nico!" Willing him to climb a little faster with 30 seconds on the clock. He has clipped 19. With 20 seconds on the clock, is he going to have enough to get clip 20? He's battling. Oh, and his feet pop. There's the hold. Less than 10 seconds remain. Oh no, and the rope drag's caught him out. Oh my God, he's not going to clip it. No, it doesn't count. Clip 19 for Nikolai Primerov. All in there by Nikolai Primerov, who looks absolutely exhausted, climbing all the way through his 7.5 minutes. Didn't quite make clip 20. We'll have to wait and see if that was enough. And Glatthard maintains his first place. There's that isolation cam again. Please do the best to stay warm. Ready for their run in the semi-finals route. Next athlete, another Swiss climber. It's Lukas Glatthard, twin brother of Sina Glatthard, who finished second in the semi-finals. So there is Lukas Glatthard. Just a moment's time, we'll have Kevin Huser. So Lukas Glatthard at that first tricky dyno move. Before he gets started, I'll have a quick chat with Kevin Huser. Lukas lines up. Oh, and he's hit the wrong part of the hold. He just readjusted. We'll need to see a close-up on that, whether or not that counts. While we wait to see a close-up, I'm going to say hello to Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing?
Still pretty tired in my arms, but happy.
Yeah, super happy with that. Talk me through the route. What was going through your mind while you were climbing?
Well, to be honest, I was just really scared of the first sketchy part. But when I had this hold, I just wanted to run as far as I can, as long as my arms do the job.
You finished up by clip number 19. Did you think you could go further, or was that everything that you had when you got there?
I'd say maybe 95% I could do today. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, almost flawless performance. You moved really well, didn't stop to shake too much. What can you say of the route setting here?
I really like that style because apart from the first really scary move, it's just hard moves but not too scary with the holds. They are rather good and it's powerful and it's a fitness test, and I like that.
Yeah, certainly seen you favouring that style in the past. And will we be seeing you at other competitions this season?
I will do Robinstein and Champagny as well, and then I'll see. But these two for sure as well.
We definitely want to see you in Denver. It's going to be the competition of the season finale. 20,000 people in the park. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, of course. I'm still thinking about that, but let's see whether I make finals today or not, because there are plenty of strong guys coming, and then how the other two comps go. Because I think when I do really well, I can sure maybe adjust plans and still make it to Denver.
Well, good, we like to hear that. Lukas Glatthard's climbing now. What can you tell us about him?
Well, he started military service like 2 weeks ago, so he's a pretty poor guy. But yeah, he made a good impression in qualifiers, and he's psyched as usual. And I just hope that his arms will last for 7.5 minutes, and then he's definitely one of the favorites still.
Yeah, this 7.5 minutes, 22 clips, certainly a marathon for climbing.
Yeah, it's like endlessly long. The time is rather short for this long route. So yeah, you just have to run and ignore how pumped you are, how tired you feel. Just go on and try to get your shit together.
Well, listen, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your performance, and you know, we wish you the best of luck if you don't make finals today. I think it's going to be a tight run thing, and we wish you the best of luck for the next competitions.
Yeah, thanks. I'm looking forward to see the other guys, and I will cheer for them, and we will definitely have a big party tonight, whatever happens.
Indeed we will. Thanks so much for joining us, Kevin. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Kevin Huser there of Team Switzerland, and on your screens another Team Swiss member, Lukas Glatthard. 3 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock as he approaches that left-hand side of the route, the right-hand side of the speed wall. Lukas Glatthard, 3 minutes. Just less than 3 minutes, in fact, on the clock. Moving up through that speed section now, up into the next ice barrel. Big lockdown, crossing over himself with that left hand to take the Stein with the right. Less than 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock now. Lukas Glatthard a little bit too slow here to be up there contending with the speed that Yannick Glatthard put down. Big reach with the right hand. Less than a minute remaining now. Lukas Glatthard. Every move will count, every clip will count. But after that blistering pace set by his teammate Yannick Glatthard in the first run, it's going to be a hard score to beat. Right leg over left hand into the figure four. Reaches out behind him into that backhanded Stein. Oh, and the right hand pops, and he's nothing left to recover for the left. And he's out. Clip 17 for Lukas Glatthard. Decent effort, but not enough to compete with Yannick. The first dyno hole has actually been damaged, so we're going to have to take a short break while they replace that. We'll take a look at the... there he goes, replacing that hole. They'll be pretty quick, would hope. Currently the metal plate on that hold had bent under the weight of the axe from one of the athletes. The athletes, if this happens, have to wait, and the route setters replace the hold. They generally have at least one type of, at least two of each hold so that they can replace any breaks. And I'm not sure if they're going to replace this. Yeah, perhaps. It looks like they're drilling it out. Because the hold itself is fine, but it's just the metal plate on the back that the problem is with. Perhaps they're going to screw that metal plate down. Tobias Sutter there. One of the route setters moving quickly to fix it. Let's take a look at some of the replays from the action so far. Yannick Glatthard couldn't see the clock, he was looking in the wrong direction. Absolutely incredible effort from him, stunning work. Oh, and that was his cold-handed drop there. Talked to Yannick, he said the reason that he fell there was his hands were just too cold to keep hanging on. Didn't actually feel that tired. This was Sam Clavier and his foot was on the wrong side of the hold. And he sadly made a swift exit out of the competition. That's the way these things go. Just came up short with that right hand. No finals for him. There was Kevin Huser. Silky smooth on that move. Finished his score, or finished his route rather, with a score of 19.22 to be exact, into that big ice barrel. And I'm getting the information that the hold's been repaired. We'll go to our next athlete. And there is our next athlete. Canada's Gordon McArthur. Great to have him back on the circuit. He announced his retirement last season. He's coaxed out of retirement. We'll be doing a couple of rounds this year. And a whole season next year, I've been told. 8 years of competing in Saas Fee, he hasn't managed to make eight years of climbing in Saas Fee, hasn't managed to make a finals, semi-finals before, but in the 20th year of the competition, he's managed to break the curse. So he lines himself up to go. And before he goes, and on those early parts of the route, I can actually welcome Nikolai Primerov to the broadcast. Nikolai, how's it going?
Hi, Liam.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, how did you feel with that route?
Yeah, it's good route. The problem is that it's kind of, there is no really difficult moves. It's more like endurance. You just have to run in the time you have, 7:30, which is quite short for this route.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, nice route. It's very different from yesterday. Yesterday was very technical, a lot of kind of careful moves, and here you just have to go.
Talk me through the dyno.
Yeah, interesting dyno. It seems like, yeah, so there are two options. I think you can either keep your one ice axe in the ice and try to kind of, while you're jumping, kind of remove it, but I didn't opt for this option because it's kind of you can kind of, the ice axe can stuck there in the ice, and then it can prevent you from. So yeah, Gordon is doing pretty good. So you just need to stand up properly high up, remove both ice axes, and then kind of like fall to the right and grab the hold at the same time.
And his left axe is still in the ice there.
Yeah.
He definitely needs to remove it. He doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, this is too painful to watch. He does it and he sticks it. Really nice move.
Nice.
And then talk me through the upper part of the route. So how are you feeling at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. There is this after 2 ice barrels basically, where until there I think you just climb, nothing really sketchy or dodgy, and then there is this stone hold, which is quite long stone hold, and when you go for it, you don't really see where the hook is, so you kind of have to. But at the end, it holds, I guess, everywhere, pretty much everywhere. So it's okay. It's just a long move.
Did you know that Yannick Glatthard skipped that move?
Yeah, somebody told me afterwards that, but this is pretty crazy, and this is Yannick's style. So I mean, I'm not surprised. It's okay.
You finished with a score of 19, just shy, clipping 20 there. How do you feel with that score?
Well, frankly speaking, I think it's not enough for the final. I think you should clip at least this quick draw, which I haven't clipped, and maybe couple 2 moves. Or I would say if you climb to the last barrel, you're in the final for sure.
Okay.
Before that, it will be, yeah, it will be kind of maybe. Oh, Gordon is holding in the screw hold.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think so. This is not good.
Oh dear. Nikolai, what competitions will we see you at this season? Of course, this is the first one we've seen you at this year.
Yeah, so I kind of skipped the Asia tour, and I'm gonna go Chamonix and Rubinstein because it's close to where I live. And I'm also planning to go to Denver. So,
excellent, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah, so I also heard from Niels Glatthard, so that we have to motivate a little bit more people to go there, because people are putting a lot of effort there, and we need some more competitors there.
I have to say, I believe that this competition is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime type of experience. 20,000 people, the downtown Denver, a whole winter sports festival going on, so it's certainly one to tune into if you're watching at home, and want to attend if you can do.
Yeah, that's true, and I think it's a spectacular, it's an ice climbing kind of mecca. You have a lot of ice climbing there, a lot of strong ice climbers, so I hope there will be a lot of locals as well participating.
There's a lot of support for you in the crowd here, and there was equally a lot of support for you on the live broadcast, in the comments and the chat. Is there anything you'd like to say to those people that support you? Yeah,
guys, thank you so much. Actually, support is really important for climbers, because we don't have so much spectaculars until the final, and when we climb, at least if you watch us online, it's really important. It's really cool that you are cheering up and watching our sport. It's really great.
Well, listen, Nikolai, all the best. Hopefully you do make the finals, but if not, then best of luck for Rubinstein and Chamonix.
Thank you very much, Liam, and thank you for everyone who is watching ice climbing, and see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. So that, of course, Nikolai Primerov this year competing under the Swiss flag. Great to have him back, and great to see him on good form. Gordon McArthur of Canada now moving up towards clip number 7, and he's moving a little bit slower than some of the other athletes. Just kind of playing it safe this far. Less than 3 minutes remaining as Gordon McArthur approaches clip number 7. Just struggling with that ice barrel, and if you don't have experience climbing on these ice barrels, they can be very hard to navigate. Hits the hold. Really nice there from Gordon McArthur. Clip 7 made. Gordon McArthur spending a little bit too much time shaking out here, but keep him going, keeping that momentum going. Look at that, 3 minutes 27 seconds behind Yannick Glatthard. A little pop with the left hand, keeps that right hand in place, stays composed. Very powerful move off this intellect hold. Oh, and he's popped! Inverts, he's okay. 1 minute 17 left. Very interested to get his perspective on that and how he felt about that route. A long time to be up on that wall. Big smiles nonetheless. Next athlete will be another Swiss athlete. It will be Marko Malinowski. We'll hopefully get Lukas Glatthard and Gordon McArthur in the booth at some point in the next few minutes. Six athletes down, 13 to go in this men's semi-final. If you are just joining us, a very, very warm welcome and good afternoon. It's great to have you on board here in Saas Fee. My name's Liam Lonsdale and you are watching the men's lead semi-finals. And I now have joining me in the studio, Switzerland's Lukas Glatthard. Lukas, how are you doing?
Thanks, Liam. I'm fine. Nice to be here.
Yeah, great to have you here, and talk us through your semi-finals performance.
Well, I'm actually very happy with my performance. I'm probably not at the peak of my fitness right now because I've been starting my obligatory military 2 weeks ago and I haven't had a lot of time to train this time. But yeah, for that I'm very happy with my performance.
Yeah, you kind of flawlessly climbed, really. It was, you were moving for pretty much the entire time. You managed to get up to clip number 17, which, let me just check those results. You know, you're sitting in 4th place right now. Some tricky moves low down.
Yeah, it's an awesome route with some tricky move, just how it has to be. Crazy pumpy. It didn't feel like I moved all the time. I felt like I shaked out a lot, but I couldn't move in faster, so yeah, that's it.
Talk about Saas Fee as a competition venue. We're in the 20th year of the Saas Fee comp now. You as a fairly young climber, what does Saas Fee mean to you?
Well, it's probably for the whole Swiss team, I think I can say, the most important competition of the year, as it's our home comp with many, many spectators, many people here we know, and it's just so cool to climb in front of this crowd.
And whilst I don't want to take the focus away from you too much, I would like to briefly talk about your sister. Zina seems to be on incredible form this year. What does it mean to you and to her for her to be doing so well, and what's the secret?
Yeah, she's actually like strong like hell, probably stronger than me right now, but that's awesome. I'm really happy with that, and I hope she's going to make some podiums this year. And yeah, she trained like since August or something on her picks, and that's, yeah, well deserved, I think.
Yeah, really cool to see. And I remember the first time that you both competed, I think you were 15 years old when you both came for your first World Cup, is that right?
Yeah, I think that was here like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was my first competition. I remember you both, my first season rather, I remember you both very well. It's great to see you both doing so well now. So many strong Swiss guys in the semi-finals today. What's the secret of the Swiss team?
Who knows? No, I don't know, but I just think we have a pretty big team either, and like a good mindset in our team, as we often train together and push ourselves and so on. I think, yeah, we have to say we have some pretty good structures in Switzerland, so that's probably something other countries don't have, so that's also part of our so-called secret.
Your teammate Marko Malinowski just eyeing up that hold there by clip number 1.
Yeah, he's like 2 meters long, so
easy.
So that shouldn't be a problem.
Very, very easy. And what about the rest of the season? Will we be seeing you at more competitions?
No, sadly not, as I don't get any more vacation in military. I have to go to military until May, I think. So, yeah, fuck. That's how life goes.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for your performance today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We look forward to seeing you hopefully next season, maybe.
I hope so, yeah.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much, Lukas. Take care.
Thank you, Liam.
Lukas Glatthard there of the Swiss team returns to military service after this competition. Great effort here in Saas Fee. Inspiring stuff, and you can tune in to see his sister Sina Glatthard in the finals later today. Marko Malinowski on your screen, approaching clip number 4 now, moving pretty well. Marko Malinowski moves right into that steep section after the initial just off vertical panels. Into that ice barrel. First one on the route. Four minutes 30 seconds on the clock. Big lock off that right hand, using that extra long gape index to take that hold. Really nice stuff from Marko. Stops for a second to shake. One minute behind the pace at the moment. His next move up into this very shallow intellect hold, a very tricky one. Going to take it as a backhand, stand up into it with the shoulder really high, then match into it and switch it to an undercut. On that high, low grip there, he stands into it, matching on the tool, into the security of that ice barrel. Nice work from Marko Malinowski. Through the twin ice barrels now, heading towards that speed structure. Marko Malinowski, so a 7th athlete of 19. 12 more remaining. One minute 49 on the clock. In a few moments' time, we'll be graced with the presence of Gordon McArthur from Canada. We'll keep our attention on Marko for the moment. Steps across onto that speed roll. Into the ice blocks now by clip number 12. Up above him is that next barrel. Takes it with the left tool. Reaches high with that right hand. Makes clip 12 and clip 13 in quick succession. Big reach with the right hand. 50 seconds left as he takes that right hand. Cranks hard into that Stein. Matches in with the left. There's the next clip, number 14 made. Stands into the ice barrel. 2 minutes 30 seconds behind the pace set by Yannick Glatthard. Big reach with the right hand. Out to the left hand side. 20 seconds on the clock now. That tricky hold Nikolai Primerov told us about. The hold that Yannick skipped. Oh, and he almost popped there, but managed to catch it. Right hand over, he's climbing fast now. Less than 10 seconds remain for Marko Malinowski. Can he make the clip in time? 2, 1, he does make it. Clip 16 made. And that's time up for Marko Malinowski. Amazing work, and welcome now to the broadcast, Mr. Gordon McArthur of Canada. Gordon, how are we doing?
Oh, still a little bit pumped.
Yeah? That looked so bumpy, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was just great to climb on that route. The jump made me really nervous. I'm not a jumper.
You could tell you were like, do I leave the tool? Do I not leave the tool?
Yeah, in my head all I could think was, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. But I hit it, and that was my only goal, was to hit that jump. And then after that, the rest was butter. So,
let's talk about the previous 8 years that you've competed here at Saas Fee. Seems to have been something of a curse, and then you finally lifted it. How did it feel to climb in the semi-finals after all that?
Oh man, like, you know, I was supposed to be done. I was supposed to be on a beach in Mexico right now, and to come back and then to have 2 of my best climbs I've ever had at this venue, like, it was a real treat. So I mean, the last 8 years, you said it, I felt like I was cursed. I haven't even topped a route here, and so yesterday to top 2 routes, and then today to go into semi-finals and climb, it was just absolutely amazing. So
it's great to see you back, and let's talk about that. You were supposed to be on a beach. What brought you out of retirement?
I just had this unsettled feeling that I wasn't quite finished what I had to do yet. You know, Saas Fee is one of them. This place has been sitting on my heart for 8 years, just wanting to climb and climb well, and so I couldn't quite let it go until I did that, and so here we are, but now you kind of want it more again.
And quick mention for our title sponsor, the Tour Outdoor Research, one of your sponsors. What does it mean to have those guys involved these days? Oh man,
if it wasn't for Outdoor Research right now, I wouldn't be here. They gave me the tools and the means to get back and to get back to doing it, and you know, they're a huge help. I've been there with them for 10 years now, and yeah, it's such a huge blessing to be a part of that team and to have them supporting me.
And let's talk about your season. So this is the first comp of the season. Where will we see you next?
I'll be in Denver next. And this is sort of like some time off year, but next year I'll do the full tour, start to finish, and then I'm finished.
Tell us about Denver. There's been a lot of hype around it. What are we expecting there?
I think I'm going to expect a big show. I think there's a lot of resources going into that venue, and where it is going to be quite the spectacle. Like, it's pretty surreal where they're building the structure. It's almost like they're building the Coliseum, you know, like it's pretty cool looking. So I think there's going to be a lot of presence there, a lot of people, and a lot of support, and so it's going to be pretty electric, I think.
I'm absolutely thrilled and cannot wait for that one. Last thing, finally, I just want to quickly talk about the man on the top spot right now, Yannick Glatthard. You climbed that route, you know, you climbed up there through to clip number 7. Yannick timed out basically on the top hold.
Yeah.
What? Just kind of translate that for us.
Well, I mean, Yannick he's a gifted athlete. There's no stopping him, whether he's in his top game or not. He just has that mental stability to just let go and go for it. And as you saw today, he hasn't trained much this year, but he still has what it takes to get to the top. So he's an impressive athlete at a high level. So it's always awesome to watch him climb.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and hopefully he will make those finals later, and hopefully we'll be seeing you in the finals in Denver in a few weeks' time. Yep. Gordon, thanks so much for your efforts. Thanks so much for joining us in the studio.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you again. Ladies and gentlemen, Canada's Gordon McArthur, and indeed we do hope to see him in a final later this year. New athlete on the circuit, Russia's Artem Bozhenskyi begins his attempt at the semi-finals route. So Artem Bozhenskyi with a very interesting technique there. Very high right foot, very low left foot. It's not going to work for the jump. And he's opting to go right foot on the left-hand side. He's trying to half static it. Oh, that's not going to work. Just not quite got the body position. Oh, but he sticks it. Look at that. Flicks the left out and jumps all at the same time. Beautiful coordination there. As I said, it's the first time we've seen Artem Bozhenskyi in a semi-finals. But he moved really nicely there. Great to see so much support for Gordon on the broadcast. Very, very popular athlete. Current results as they stand: 7th place Sam Clodian, 6th place Gordon McArthur, excuse me. 5th place Marko Malinowski, 4th place Lukas Glatthard, 3rd place Kevin Huser, 2nd place Nikolai Primerov, and 1st place Yannick Glatthard. Artem Bozhenskyi climbing now the semi-finals route. Some very unusual looking tools. Exactly 5 minutes on the clock for Bozhenskyi. He moves around to that ice barrel. Needs to make this big move up and left. Just misses it first time. Comes back down to readjust. A minute off the pace so far. Hits it second time, manages to readjust the pick. Matches high grip, steps up to clip 7 and approaches that very tricky intellect backhanded undercuts. Pulls it with the backhand, all in the chest and the back there. Matches him with the right tool. Decides to cross over himself instead. Nice move. Hanging there in the security of that ice block. Makes clip and break. Nice little cut loose there to flick into the figure 4 as he gets onto those twin ice barrels. That first one spins away from him. Approaching clip number 10. Fluid movement. Onto the speed wall now. Approaching the steep panels above him. hanging ice blocks. 1 minute 50 on the clock. Both heels on top of those ice blocks. Bit of respite for the arms. It's clip 13. Less than a minute on the clock now for Artem Bozhenskyi. Oh, and look at that. I think he's forgot to clip number 12, perhaps? Oh, hard to tell, but he forgot to clip a draw, and if you forget to clip a draw, your route is over. Maybe in a replay we'll be able to see which draw he's missed there. The rules, of course, state very explicitly you must clip every clip in order. Let's have a look at the clips that he missed there. He's got 12 clipped, he's got 13 clipped. Can't see low enough below him whether or not he'd clipped 11. I'm being told that it was 11 that he missed. Can't quite see that. So that will be the end of his attempt, finishing at clip number 10. Another athlete now, which will be Jonathan Brown of Switzerland. There's our isolation cam. Athletes staying warm, staying hydrated for their attempts. Athletes still to climb. We've got 11 of them: Jonathan Brown, Alexei Mashallov, Anton Yemov, Jung-Hee, Kwan, Alexei Dengin, Mohamed Reza Safdarian, Chung Jung-Lee, Clair, Jung Park, Chung Jung-Lee, and Nikolai Kuzovlev. There is Jonathan Brown of Switzerland. So begins Jonathan Brown of Switzerland, 7 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. 22 clips from bottom to top. Taking in the whole structure. Only one man's come close so far, and that was Yannick Glatthard of Switzerland, who still, after 8 athletes, remains in provisional first place. Can all change, of course, with 10 more athletes to climb after Jonathan Brown, who is approaching that first very interesting move. Build that left foot up for the dyno. Reaches out with the right hand, sticks it really nicely, uses the left palm on the underside with his body to just slow that swing down. Casual and nicely done there by Jonathan Brown. Nice little change of pace there from Jonathan as he gets that blue hold in the backhand now with that left hand. Definitely a little bit of aggression to his pace. Also some consideration too. Reaches out with that right hand down into the big Stein. Great angle there to see that hold. Oh, and he's cut loose. Manages to recover. Cranks that one arm. Kicks the feet back in. Shakes again with his right hand in the barrel. Needs to build those feet high and wind that shoulder up. Big deep lock. Misses it first time. Look at that lock strength, really nice. Just needs a little bit more. Switches tools and tries again. Back down to the low grip on his tool to shake. Give his arm a bit of a rest before trying one more time. Oh, and he's just short. Just stalling out the momentum there. Close both times. Manages to hit it with that left hand, and he's frogged between the barrel and the panels now. Just checks the hold in his right hand as he reaches up for clip 7. 3 minutes 55 on the clock. Teammate shouting to him, 3.5 minutes remaining. Clip 8 made. Swings the left hand into the ice barrel. Moving between the block and those twin barrels now. Needs to take care not to skip that clip. It was that one that's hanging between the two barrels that I believe Artem Bozhenskyi missed. Or possibly the one just after that one, maybe. Yeah, the one just after that was the one Bozhenskyi missed, number 11. It's very difficult to see. I can't see it now, so you can understand why the athletes would miss it. But that's something they should be looking for in the route observation. Reaches across into that speed structure. One minute 44 off the pace. Makes clip number 11. Oh no, he hasn't made it yet, sorry. No, he has. Approaching clip 12 and the top of the speed wall. Another very steep section of climbing to come. That's 12 made. 1 minute 26 on the clock. .223 off the pace now. Big move with the right hand up into that side pull. 1 minute on the clock. Great to see so many of the athletes using up the full 7.5 minutes. It looks like he's going to skip that ice barrel. Nice style there. Yannick Glatthard went to the ice barrel and skipped the hold that Jonathan's on. Jonathan skipped the ice barrel and gone to that one instead. Oh, and his feet have popped, and that's it. Game over. Not a bad effort at all there. For Jonathan Brown, Switzerland. Ten athletes remain. Climbed really well, if a little slow. Was the point that he managed to cut loose and recover at the same time. The foot pop could have costed him a lot there. Certainly will have zapped some of his power. Watch it again. The left foot popped, the right foot popped, and he just hung in there. Very composed, good presence of mind to kick high and not into the underside of the structure. Interesting style, skipping that ice barrel, finishes his route with 13 clips made. Just looking at their gear and comparing crampons and whatnot. Next athlete out, another Russian athlete, our second Russian of the semi-finals. It's Alexei Mashallov. First time we've seen him this season. Alexei Mashallov climbing now. As I said, first time we've seen him this season. Last year, placed 5th in this competition. Lines up for that dyno. Just choosing which way to place his tools. Bumps that left foot up. Nicely balanced between the two. Nice movement, little skip of the feet. And there we go, makes clip 2.
Für ihn ist es der erste Start auf der Weltcup das Jahr.
Mashallov moving rightwards now. Easily through that move there, that deep block. So that tricky backhand move on the intellect hold. Good pace so far from Mashallov. Clip 9 made, moving now continually leftwards into those twin ice barrels. Little slip of the tool there with that right hand, but recovered nicely as he continues leftwards towards clip number 10. Really nice, smooth climbing from Mashallov to this point. Based out of St. Petersburg. Trains with Anastasia Zdravnik and Dmitry Maslov, two athletes as well who have not seen this season. 35 seconds behind Nikolai Primerov at this point. Tenth athlete out of 19. Just taking a second to shake. And really these last kind of 6 or 7 sequences through those ice blocks and on this speed wall, they're very, very easy, and actually what this is about is how fast you can move through those easy moves, ready for the difficult upper section for the very pumpy roof. Now it's all well and good Alexei Mashallov is resting there, but unless he's got another gear to shift into, he's actually not gaining very much at all, because as we saw with Yannick Glatthard, he barely rested throughout. He was climbing pretty fast throughout, skipping moves, and yeah, and he still didn't quite get to the top. So Mashallov needs to do something spectacular if he wants to be in with a chance of getting even close to Yannick Glatthard's score. Big reach with the right hand. Up to the holds by clip 13. That's 14 made. He's approaching 15, there it is. Creeping upwards now, 1 minute 19 on the clock. At the end of this attempt, we'll be joined by Marko Malinowski of Switzerland. We'll have a chat with him about how he felt on his route. Alexei Mashallov, another one skipping the ice barrel on the right hand side. Steps across. Oh, little slip again with that left hand. A few times we've seen that happen. Less than a minute remaining now. 1:42 off pace. It's clip 16. Not quite fast enough from Alexei Mashallov. There's 17. And he's picked up the pace, but a little too late. 20 seconds on the clock now. Makes clip 18, little slip. Misses the ice barrel, the wood barrel first time. Look at that! Whoa! What was that? Flipping egg! He just went mad there. Alexei Mashallov found about 6 new gears and jumped one-handed into the ice block. Tried to Tarzan swing across. If that had worked, that would have been spectacular. Let's just watch that again. He knew the time was running out. He was just literally trying to get as high and touch as many holes as possible. Stuck the block, swung across. He threw his axe at that hold. Absolutely spectacular. Great work from Alexei Mashallov. And I'm now joined by Marko Malinowski of Switzerland. Marko, welcome.
Hey there.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Talk us.
Still a bit pumped, but
yeah.
What you want to do?
You're not the first person to say that. Talk us through the route. So you managed to get a score of 16.18.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really liked the route. Some interesting passages, some boring as well. That quite destroyed my forearms. That weren't trained too good. But
what do you think of the setting overall?
It was fun. Brought some new elements like this big jump. For me, it wasn't a big jump, but still a little dynamic move. And then after some interesting moves, not too hard, I thought, but it was really fun to climb.
Yeah, you've really got to be efficient on this one. As you said, the moves not too hard, but there's so many of them and only 7.5 minutes to complete it.
Exactly, yeah. I should have just brought a lot more endurance to do the route in that time, but I didn't train too much, so that's what I got.
Which competitions will we be seeing you at this season?
I will only do Champagne as well.
Okay.
The others I can't do because of school.
2 weeks between now and then, what's the plan?
Train as much as possible and maybe not go too hard right before the comp. That's what I did this week, so maybe I'm a bit destroyed still.
Just a quick word about Yannick Glatthard, teammate, Swiss Air. He almost topped the route. What does it take to get up there in that time and with that kind of form?
Yeah, it just takes the basic technique and all. I'm sure he still has it. He just took a little break, and apparently he really has the endurance. Probably he got it while climbing many pitches of rock. I heard he was also in Yosemite.
Yeah, he was just come back from Yosemite, yeah.
Exactly, so probably has the basic endurance from there that I'm lacking.
Yeah, interesting. What can you tell us about the other members of the Swiss team? It's so great to see 7 of you, if my maths is correct, in the semi-finals, just from the men, and 5 in the ladies. What's changed this year?
It's hard to say why so quickly so many teammates are in semis. Maybe it was a bit part setting that we're a bit more used to than just these other comps where the holds are good and it's just 4 moves and endurance, but we're more used to this technical style, so probably it's my guess that this helped us to make semis.
Well, listen, thank you so much for your performance today. Thank you for joining us in the booth. There was support for you on the live stream, people cheering you on. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people back home?
Just thanks a lot for your support. I don't know how many of my friends watched the live stream because I didn't tell anyone. But let's see. We can also rewatch, and I love you all, man.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, Marko.
Thanks, Liam.
Marko Malinowski there of Switzerland. Finished with a score of 16.18. Currently sits in 5th place. We'll see how he fares with the rest of the competition as we work through these athletes. So climbing now, our 11th athlete is Russia's Anton Nemov. Better known for his speed climbing, took gold medal last night in the speed final. Unbelievably fast yesterday. It was a very exciting competition, and it was Nemov that reigned victorious. Moving up towards clip number 4. Anton Yemov now moving rightwards. 5 minutes 28 on the clock. Into the hanging panels towards the ice barrel. First on the route. Just a little trouble releasing that left hand, but gets it off eventually. Next clip 6. In that Stein, the hanging panels. Perhaps he used up all his speed yesterday, moving a little bit slower than I'd like to see. Anton Yemov now moving past clip 7 into that tricky backhand that needs to be turned into an undercut. Very tricky. Into that ice block, and now through these easier moves, it's so important that he picks up the pace here, especially considering he has less than 3 minutes remaining. There's clip 9 made. Yemov moving well. Yemov moving onto that speed wall now and does need to pick up his speed. Only a minute remaining now for Anton Yemov. There's some debate in the studio about whether or not Alexei Mashallov threw his ice axe at the ice barrel, or whether he touched it or not. Last climb on the route. We'll have to have a look at that replay later. Take a very close look. We'll get your opinion on the live stream as well. Once we've seen Yemov's replay, we'll take a look at the Mashallov replay. We're going to get you to vote on the internet. Do you believe that he threw it, or do you believe that he touched it? Stay tuned for that. Anton Yemov now with 30 seconds on the clock, approaching clip number 14. 13 made. There's the hold by 14. 15 seconds left. Makes the clip. That's 14. Big reach up and left for that wood stone hold. That's time up for Anton Yemov, and it's a great attempt from him. Finishes his score with 14 clips made. So for you guys at home, I've got a little debate that we need settling. We need your help. Alexei Mashallov with that very dramatic swing there. Does he touch the barrel, or does he throw the ice axe at the barrel? If you believe he touches it, right, touch. And if you believe he throws it, therefore no touch. He has to be in contact with the axe when it touches the barrel. Does he throw it or does he touch it? Take a look. Is that a throw or a touch? Is the axe in his hand or is it not? Settle the debate. Comment touch if you think that he does touch it, or throw if you think that he's thrown it. Let's watch it one more time from a different angle. Swings across. He throws it! It's gotta be a throw! That's the angle. That's the incriminating angle. Throw or touch? Comment now. Throw or touch? Do you believe that Alexei Mashallov threw the axe or touched the axe? Let's have another look. Swings across. It looks a lot like a throw. Let's see those comments. Do you believe that he threw it or did he touch it? Joining me in the studio now is Jonathan Brown of Switzerland. Jonathan, welcome.
Hi.
How you doing?
Not too good. I think I could feel better.
Tell me about your route. Tell me about the climbing.
Well, when we went out to have a look at the routes, I was feeling quite psyched for it. Then, I don't know, after sitting a while in isolation and I started off on the routes and somehow it just all went downhill.
So, you skipped the ice barrel. The move I wanted to talk about, you made the decision to skip the ice barrel. Yannick actually did the opposite. He went to the ice barrel and skipped the hold. What was your thinking there?
Which ice barrel?
This was the one by clip 13, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was thinking on going to the ice barrel, but I thought if I would go to the ice barrel, maybe I'd have troubles getting back. But it didn't help anyway.
Talk us through the route setting. How do you feel about the route setting this weekend? What's your thoughts on the style, etc.?
Well, the qualification routes were different to how they normally would be. But I found the semi-final route was quite awesome, the setting, and it's cool.
Which other competitions will we see you at this season?
I'm planning on going to Ravenstein next weekend, after that to Champagne, and then end of February, beginning of March, going to Finland, Oulu.
Nice.
For the juniors and European Cup.
Awesome. Well, listen, commiserations that it didn't quite go how you wanted it to today. Let's hope that you can get your head back together, regroup, come back stronger for Ravenstein.
Yeah, I'm planning on to.
Good lad. There's a lot of support for you on the live stream. Any messages, last thing, before you go, for the people at home that support you? There's a lot of messages of support for you on the live broadcast. Anything you'd like to say to the people at home?
Oh, I haven't got much to say. Thank you for those who support me.
There you go. That's all you need to say. So there you go. Not much to say, but he's grateful. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for joining me here in the studio. Thanks for your performance.
Thank you very much, Liam.
And we look forward to seeing Jonathan come back and hopefully feel better about his climbing next week in Ravenstein. Another member of that very strong SIS team that we've seen fielded here this weekend in Saas Fee. Looking at the results, he's already coming in. Throw, hurl, somebody says, voting here. Throw, it's a throw, definitely a throw. Lots of people saying that they think it's a throw. I'm calling it a throw. Somebody else says throw. Williams says touch. You can see ice chip off. Pretty sure you could make ice chip off if you threw it as well. It's a unanimous decision from the fans at home. He threw the ice axe. Be interesting to see how that's interpreted by the judges. Athlete on the wall now, athlete number 12, Korea's Young-Hee Kwan. See how he does. Already he's at clip number 5. Young-Hee Kwan up by clip number 7 now, 56 seconds off the pace, 3 minutes 55 on the clock. Classic Swiss, Sam Hill says. It's a throw. Oh dear, lots of throwing. Lots of people supporting Jonathan Brown as well. Young-Hee Kwan moving through these slightly easier moves now. He needs to pick up that pace. Yannick Glatthard still at the top of the table. Phenomenal speed. Incredible endurance from him. Seven athletes remain. After Young-Hee Kwan's climbed, we'll know whether or not Yannick Glatthard's in the final. This moment in time, don't really want to say it, but I feel like it looks as though he will be. .2:45 on the clock. On that speed wall now, needs to pick up the pace. Find some momentum in these higher moves. Clip 13 made for Young-Hee Kwan. Teammates cheering him on, no doubt telling him to pick up the pace. Flicks that right leg over the left hand for the Fig 4. Into the Stein with the right hand. 1 minute 20 on the clock as he makes clip number 14. Another athlete deciding to skip the ice barrel. Really nice lock strength. Solid core stability there. Steps high across himself. It's the centre of gravity behind that hold. Less than a minute remaining. Reaches the right hand up onto that edge. Starting to pick up that pace now, but I think it's too little too late with 30 seconds on the clock. 17 made. Reaches out for that wooden block, hits it. Oh, and he's off. Time was almost up anyway. It was a great effort from Young-Hee Kwan. $18 clips made. And that means Yannick Glatthard is guaranteed a place in the finals here at Saas Fee. Young-Hee Kwan just struggling to get the log, that hanging log first time. Oh, and he ripped out. His eyesight's plummeting to the floor below him. Looked like he was just about to flick the right leg over his left hand. Shards of wood and splinters floated down to the ground. And there is that fateful log. Puts him into joint fourth place with Alexei Mashallov. And the judges have ruled that he didn't touch the ice barrel, that he did throw the axe. Alexei Dengin, next athlete out, athlete number 13. Great showman, phenomenal climber. Took gold medal here last year. 7th place the year before, 6th before that, and silver before that. So, no stranger to the podium in Saas Fee. Dengin loves the jump, that's for sure. Lines up and catches it, no problem at all. Easily hits that dyno. Dengin moving up now past clip number 3 towards number 4, which is up into that backhand rectangular block. You'll switch hands on that one. Another outdoor research athlete. One of the true all-stars of ice climbing. Been on this tour for 20 years. releases that left hand to step across into the ice barrel, and Dengin's moving really nicely so far. Good pace, nice and relaxed. Six clips made, 21 seconds off the pace so far. Big move over himself for that next hold. Just struggling to get that one. A lot of the athletes have been taking that with the left hand. Dengin trying to use the right. Dengin still struggling to hit that move. Unlike him, just not quite got the body position there perhaps. And it's these little mistakes that really sap the energy. In that figure 4, back to the figure 9. Trying to readjust himself. Alexei Dengin has extraordinary stamina. While it might look like he's out of there, he's definitely not. That's a smart move from him. Kicking into the ply, trying to save his arms a little bit. Generates a bit of a swing. Can he hit it this time? Trying to get a stick in the ice barrel. And it works! Ingenious from Alexei Dengin. Creates his own holds. Spent a lot of time in that position. A lot of time wasted and a lot of time that he's going to make up now. It's going to take a superhuman effort to make up those seconds. Look at that. 2 minutes 11 seconds off the pace that Yannick Glatthard set. After being almost on parity with him. Really needs to find a way to be more efficient through these next sections now. Alexei Dengin moving pretty efficiently, but he's only got 1:35 on the clock. Deep down, he's probably going to know that struggling on that move's cost him. Kicks out into the speed wall. Needs to take care not to skip number 11 now. Has he seen the clip? Looks back, he has. Less than a minute remaining. Alexei Dengin reaching over himself, the dying seconds of his route. Will he make clip 14? 10 seconds left. Very unlikely, just can't find the placement. Just hasn't been his route here today. That's time up for Alexei Dengin. It's a shame. That's the way these things go. Let's have a look at those live results. You can keep an eye on those results as well. Results.theuiaa.org. Dengin's going to be in 10th place. As it stands, Sam Clavier in 13th, Gordon McArthur in 12th, Alexei Dengin, Artem Bozhenskyi in 11th, Alexei Dengin in 10th, Anton Yemov in 9th, Jonathan Brown in 8th, Marko Malinowski in 7th, Lukas Glatthard in 6th, Alexei Mashallov and Chung Jung-Lee tied for 4th, Kevin Huser in 3rd, Nikolai Primerov in 2nd, and Yannick Glatthard in 1st. Now, let me quickly do some maths for you. We have 6 athletes remaining, which means that Nikolai Primerov is also now guaranteed a place in the finals. 2 Swiss athletes through to the finals, Primerov and Glatthard. We still have Safdarian, Chung Jung-Lee, Clair, Jung Park, Jung Jung-Lee and Nikolai Kuzovlev to climb. Kevin Huser, Yun-Hye Kwan will both be watching with bated breath to see how the other athletes manage. Every athlete that doesn't pass those qualifying positions now means another athlete through, and you can see Alexei Dengin tired and emotional there. He fought hard for 7 minutes 30 seconds. After winning here last year, something of a fall from grace. Big shame for Alexei Dengin. Next athlete, Iran's Mohammadreza Safdarian. And it was Mohammadreza Safdarian that last year at this very competition took the first ever medal for an Iranian climber in an ice climbing competition. Bronze was the medal, and the following week in Regenstein he took gold. Let's see if he can continue that form today. Cruises that move by clip number 1, makes light work of the dyno. Starts the moves up those slightly overhanging panels to the next section. Moving up and rightwards now into those hanging panels on the right. Reza Safdarian now. That tricky ice barrel that cost Dengin so much time. Reza Safdarian with a big lock, turning his knees very deep there on the right. Clip number 8 made, and he's moving through those ice blocks now. Needs to pick up the pace. 4 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock. He skates leftwards now through the twin ice barrels. Safdarian now moving leftwards onto that speed wall, and he was so quick up the ice at the start. Let's see if he continues that pace here. Two minutes 54 on the clock as he moves up off the speed wall now. 56 seconds off the pace. And every athlete that comes through, every single one that we see, just reminded how unbelievably fast Yannick Glatthard was. In that big four over the right hand, 50 seconds behind Yannick Glatthard, just over 2 minutes remaining. Needs to pick up the pace now. Makes that next clip. Another athlete that's deciding to skip the ice barrel and go straight to the stone hold. Makes clip number 16, 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining for Mohammad Reza Safdarian. A lot of people are tuned in watching Reza from Iran. Des is back in on the broadcast. Welcome back. 1 minute remaining. Just less, in fact. He reaches out to the underside. Takes that undercut as a backhand, then switches into the low grip. catches him in the high grip to make clip 18. Just over 30 seconds left now. Every second counts, every move counts. Reaches into that wood block. Needs to swing to the ice block, releases the left hand. Loses a little bit of momentum there. Hits it second time round. Now into the Fig 9 over the right hand. He's in the ice block. 5 seconds left. Needs that clip. Oh, he's not made it in time. So tight. It's going to be another 18 score there. The athletes really bunched around that 18th clip. See him shaking his head. He knows that it's probably not going to be enough. We'll have to wait and see. So he's currently sitting in 4th place. We still have 5 athletes to climb, so it's a dangerous position to be in. If you didn't manage to catch the women's semi-finals earlier today, then let me tell you the semi-finalists that qualified for the lead finals later this evening. 8th place, first qualifier out, will be World Champion of Korea. 7th place, second qualifier, Norai Song of Korea. Enni Bertling will be out 3rd from Finland. Vivian Labarilo, Switzerland 4th. Marianne Filipova from Russia 5th. Marion Thomas of France 6th. Sina Goetz of Switzerland 7th out. 2nd place qualifier. 1st place qualifier, last athlete to climb, will be the Ice Queen herself, Maria Tolokanina of Russia. Still 5 more athletes to go here in Saas Fee. If you're just joining us, where have you been? Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, look at that! There's Angelika Rainer. Fancy seeing her here. Let's see if we can get her up for a chat. If you are just joining us, then don't forget you can get in touch. Let us know what you think, who you are cheering for, where you are cheering from. Dengin there, still looking somewhat frustrated. Knows that that mistake at clip number 6 cost him dearly. So, what I can confirm is the following. We now have 3 Swiss athletes into the finals, with 5 more climbers remaining. Yannick Glatthard, Nikolai Primerov, and Kevin Huser qualify for finals. So expect a big, big performance from the Swiss crowd, and a big, big performance from the Swiss team. So next athlete climbing now is Chung Jung-Lee, Korean athlete, moving up to towards that dyno. Just a few seconds, I'm going to grab a surprise guest for a little chat. Just a surprise guest. So let's see how Chung Jung-Lee does with this move. He'll take both hands out. He needs to bump that left foot up, and that's a dangerous move, just palming there, but Seems to work. Easily makes that move. And now, while he climbs up these easy moves at the lower panel, I'd like to welcome to the broadcast Angelika Rainer. Angie, welcome.
Hi, Liam.
How are you doing?
Fine, great.
Wasn't expected to see you here.
I got an invitation for the 20th anniversary, and so I thought I should come and say hello to everybody. So right now I'm super happy to be here and see all friends.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. So give us an update. What are you doing with your life right now? Where are you? I hope you're climbing lots.
Yes, I have been climbing outside a lot. I did a lot of sport climbing last year and some ice right now. So yeah, I have been training on my tools too, but not that much.
Will we? Oh no! Look at that! Chung Jung-Lee with a very low fall there. I wasn't expecting to see that. Sorry to cut you off there, Angie, but wow, very low fall. That's another athlete guaranteed to make it through to the finals. We'll update you on that in a second. We'll continue the chat once we've seen this replay, Angie. Let's just take a look at what happened there to Chung Jung-Lee. So he had the left hand in that. Oh, he just popped. No, did that hold break? That's what we need to find out. Not sure if we've got a tighter angle on that hold. Did the hold break? That's not quite the angle. Didn't see any hold fly past. Let's have another look. There, that's a good angle. No, just a pick pop. That's Chung Jung-Lee out of the competition. So, Angie, will we see you at any competitions this year?
No, not this year. It was quite a tough decision because I have been competing for so many years and I always enjoyed. So I was there saying maybe, maybe not, maybe some, maybe, yeah. But in the end, I decided to dedicate all time to outside climbing. Yes.
And how's that? I'm sure it feels very nice, very relaxed.
Yes, it does. It feels so relaxed to be in Saas Fee and not compete. It seems a totally different place.
I'm sure. So tell me about that. I want to know give me some insight. You're here as a very, very top-level climber, someone that's been at the very top of the game. What are you seeing here? Talk us through what you see in the route setting and the performances. I want the whole picture.
I didn't saw so many climbing in live. Like I watched the live stream this morning, and now some of the men. There are some new features of the wall because I didn't compete last year, so now the arch comes down, and it looks awesome. The women route this morning looked very nice, so I must say I'm a little envious I didn't decide to compete.
And let's talk about that setting style, the dynamic moves, and these crazy sequences. What do you think of those?
The first move in the men's route looks very spectacular, and the guys I talked to, they said it was actually pretty fun. You get nervous because it's the first move and you don't actually want to fall down from the first move, but when they stuck it was fun. So I think the men's route looks amazing. The dangling route on top is looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks really, really awesome. Listen, Angie, I'm going to let you go back and enjoy the comp and catch up with old friends. And look forward to catching up with you properly myself later.
Okay.
Thanks,
yes.
and nice to see you.
Great, thank you.
Take care. Angelika Rainer, ladies and gentlemen, one of the true all-stars of the ice climbing world. Giving us a surprise interview there. Great to see her back in Saas Fee. So, Clair on the screen now. Silver medal last week in Beijing. Can he stick to that top form? Can he better that form? Yannick Glatthard still the standard setter in this final so far. I can tell you the following information: with 4 athletes remaining, including Clair, Mohamed Reza Safdarian has snuck his way into the finals. the moment, Nathan Clair is setting the pace. Look at that, 6 seconds ahead of the field so far. That's what we expect to see from him after that performance last week. We were joking after his effort in the finals that we should change the initials DTS, which means dry tool style, the very dynamic styles set by the French in the late 90s and early 2000s. We should change it to CTS for Clair tool style. This guy, really quite incredible. Very aggressive, very fast, matches with that right tool into the underside of the intellect hold. Reaches out and makes clip number 8. 4:40 on the clock. Cuts loose, but that's no problem for Nathan Clair. We know that he's got great shoulder strength. One arm pull up almost to cross over himself with the right hand. Now falls slightly behind the pace, but there's a lot of mix between these athletes at this point. Needs to try and keep some power in the bank. Makes the clip. Climbing really well through that barrel. Nathan Clair now 3 seconds behind Nikolai Primerov. And now he moves into the speed section, straight into that ice barrel, no time wasted at all. Nice high reach for that right hand clip. Big barrel that he's got to negotiate now. He's got his left tool up there. Makes clip 14. 3 minutes and no seconds on the clock for Nathan Clair. Now 5 seconds behind Yannick Glatthard. Will he go straight to that left hold, or will he move rightwards into the ice barrel? He's gone for the barrel. Cuts loose again. So good to watch this guy. Alain Nathan. Two minutes and 20 seconds. Nathan Clair reaches out for that hold, the one that Yannick had managed to skip. Kicks in hard to the plywood. So nice. Reaches over himself again. Not quite got that hold how he would like it. Needs to keep moving. No time to rest here. He's less than 2 minutes on the clock. Clip 16 made. From that good edge, you can reach up and take clip 17. Nathan Clair accelerating now. Let's hope he's not burned out too much. He's 10 seconds behind Glatthard. Reaches behind him. Big reach into that hanging wooden block. Misses it first time. And now it's moving. He's going to have to be extra precise to hit that. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Gets it second time round. Swings across. Flicks into fig 4, and look at that. On the way back, manages to hit that ice barrel. It's clip 18 made, less than a minute remaining. Alain Nathan. Exciting stuff here from the young Frenchman. Into the figure 9. that's on Clair's fallen! He had the rope in his mouth and the tool in his mouth. I'd like to see that replay. He was getting a little bit frantic. His time was almost up anyway. Let's have a look at that again. So he had clip 18 and he was trying to make clip 19 in quick succession. Just didn't happen. Great work there from France's Nathan Clair. Puts him into third place and a guaranteed spot in the finals. Excellent work from the Frenchman. 3 athletes remaining now, and our next athlete is the reigning world champion, Jung Park. So there is Jung Park, Korean Ice King. He competed at one round last season, which was Champion, where he placed third. The year before, he won here in Saas Fee. Now, last week in finals in Beijing, he made a mistake on one of these low dynos, put him in 8th place in the finals. Definitely won't want to make that mistake today. Oh, and he almost fell then, regained his balance, and very composed after the little slip, manages to hit that hold. Good work. Final 3 athletes now: Jung Park, Jung Jung-Lee and Nikolai Kuzovlev. Park gets that shallow hook in the stone on the left. Reaches out to make clip 5. Currently 27 seconds off the fastest pace at this point. Big reach with the right hand. to that first ice barrel. Let's see how he fares with this move. Easily hits it first time. Deep lock off the right hand. Good foot positioning. Nice work there from the reigning world champion. Makes clip 7. 4 minutes 43 on the clock. Needs to get to at least clip 18. He wants to be guaranteed a place in the final. To the top of the ice block. Makes clip number 8, and now advances towards those twin ice barrels. Very aggressive kick with that right foot. Right leg over left hand into that figure 4. Big 9 over the right to move on to that second barrel. Next clip number 9 and number 10. Mix the moves onto the speed wall. Makes clip number 11. Moving now up to that next ice barrel. .12 made. 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock now. Jung Park victorious here back in 2017. Break from 2018. Will 2019 be another successful year? Will he make finals? 2 minutes 30 on the clock. Clip 13 made already. Still off the pace, there's 14. Another athlete that opts for the ice barrel. See if he uses the same method that Yannick used. Next clip number 15. Looks like he's trying to find body position for this next move. He does go to the stone hold first. Completely horizontal, stretched out off that right hand. Switches his feet all the way around to the left. Nice little split there between the ice barrel and the wall. Just over a minute remaining. Jung Park needs to pick up his pace here. Clip 18 is his goal if he wants to be in with a chance of making that final. Come on, Jung. Clip 17 made. 40 seconds on the clock. Time ticking down. Jung Park really needs to let that clip get made. Come on, Jung. He's got it. Now he needs to get into the hanging wood block. and ideally touch the ice. 10 seconds. Reaches the ice block. Is that enough? It's going to be very, very tight. Time up. Jung Park finishes without clip 19. Will it be enough to see him through to the final? Let's see that again. Jung Park swinging off that wooden block, hits the ice barrel. And there's been an amendment to the score. Doesn't have 18.23, he actually has 18.22. Let's wait for that to refresh. Still sits in 5th place, tied with Mohamed Safdarian, so he is still safe. That will affect his starting position. Great work from Jung Park, just enough to qualify for the finals. Now, while we wait for our next athlete, we have a guest to join us in the studio for a quick chat. Glad that we managed to grab him. So, taking the floor now is Jung Jung-Lee. Joining me in the studio is Russia's Alexei Dengin. Yosha, talk to me.
Hey, hello everybody. Всем привет.
What happened? You were climbing really, really well and then just stalled out. Talk us through that move.
I don't know what's going on with my body, but in my mind I'm still fighting, and now, yeah, I'm a fighter.
Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind you were still fighting, even when you'd spent so long there. You know, it was kind of inevitable that you weren't going to make the finals, but you still kept going, still pushed on.
Yeah, it's always, yeah. If I stop now, what's the sense? Why I train so long? No, I'm keep going actually.
Last year you won here. You have that ambition again when you went into this semi-final?
Now, yeah, I have ambition, but I think I must change my mind because not about winning all cup, but about winning by myself. Like, okay, overcome all stumbles what I have now. Yeah, just keep going and try to find a way to recover fully because I'm trained. It's not like trying to find any excuses. No, I did everything what I could today. And as you saw, I tried to make a new hole on this shitty bottle. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm satisfied inside me because
Good.
Yeah, I was fighting what I'm seeking for so hard actually.
Yeah, no, you were definitely fighting. Let's talk about the route in general and the standard of today. Yannick Glatthard with an incredible effort. What can you tell us about that in general?
I haven't seen anybody who climbed, and I don't know what to say. But as I told before, Yannick so talented and so excited for climbing, and we missed him on this scene actually. And yeah, it's good. I happy he came back. I asked him why so long.
Of course, as always, there was lots of support for you on the broadcast. Lots of people cheering you on, and you know, people sad that it happened as it did. Any messages for the folks at home?
Yeah, don't be sad. Just believe in me because I'm have a lot of confidence in myself. Yeah, It's not easy inside me, but I can do it.
Love that. Don't be sad, believe, because Alexei Dengin believes and we believe as well. Stunning performance last year, and don't get me wrong, he will have stunning performances yet this season. Jung-Lee on the wall now. Alexei, anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, you know, I like this style, this climber. I think in the future it will be one of the best climbers, I hope, if he will not lose his motivation, I hope, because, you know, for young guys it's always like finding some new hobby or anything like, I don't know, maybe some new interest in life. I hope he will stay on this stage.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a talented one. As always, a big thank you to Alexei Dengin for your performance, for joining me in the studio here, and for your words.
Okay, guys, good luck every finalist, for girls and for boys, and yeah, just have fun watching and enjoy it for this big show. Show must go on.
Thanks so much, Alexei. Alexei Dengin there from Russia. Not his day today, but I'm absolutely certain when I say that he'll be back, and he'll be back fighting. Ever the fighter. Thank you so much again, Alexei. Jung-Lee on the screen, folks, with 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. So Jung-Lee now, 4 minutes and 4 seconds as he takes that tricky backhand on the intellect hold. Wants to match in on that. Chooses to match in with the right tool, stands that up. Jung-Lee flying now, makes clip number 8. A little bit behind the pace, but nothing to worry about this far. Lots and lots of support for the Korean athletes now coming in. Sadly, I don't read Korean, so I assume it's support. There's lots of Korean text in the chat boxes. Jung-Lee, our penultimate athlete in this men's semi-final. Next up, number 11. There's 12, breaking off that speed wall now, and it's up to the steep panels above. 1 minute 29 off the pace. He thinks he's got lots of time to play with, but as that shout come on from his teammates tells him he needs to get going actually. And we see him accelerate. Switches his grips round, high grip on that left tool now. Big reach up with the right hand. Makes clip number 14. Is he going to go directly to the stone, or is he going to use that ice barrel? 15 made. Looks like he's going to the stone hold, reaches over, takes the middle part of the hold. Oh, little slip of the pick there, but manages to keep it steady. To the red hook on that left-hand side of the volume. Less than a minute remaining now, that's clip 16. definitely needs to be up there with clip 18. Needs to be on that ice barrel if he wants to be in this final. Kwan reaches into the back of that big stone hold, switches it to a backhand. Clip 18 made. This is it now with less than 20 seconds on the clock. Jung-Lee has to pull something out the bag. You've no time to shake, pal. Puts his tool into the splinters. It's not going to be enough. All over for Jung-Lee. 7 seconds remaining. Not a chance. Hits the barrel on the buzzer, and it's time up. The judges will have to call that one, but that was very, very close. Whoa, too close to call there. The judges will have to look, see whether he took that on the buzzer or not. So let's watch that one more time. We don't have the clock here, but we saw he moved into that barrel. It's the point of the left hand and where the lowest hand counts. Did he take that left hand out quick enough? Doesn't look like he did. Let me see. Jung-Lee currently sits in 7th place. He did get ahead of Kwan and Alexei Mashallov. Bunts them down into joint 8th. It's just enough by the skin of his teeth. He creeps in. One more athlete remaining, and it's Nikolai Kuzovlev, and this guy has been unstoppable this year. The question is, what place will Nikolai Kuzovlev qualify in? If he goes past Alexei Mashallov and Kwan's high point, that bumps them out of the final. Final 8 as it stands, not including Kuzovlev's attempt, we've got Alexei Mashallov, Kwan, Jung-Lee, Jung Park, Reza Safdarian, Kevin Huser, Nathan Clair, Nikolai Primerov and Yannick Glatthard. Kuzovlev needs to get in there just to get some Russians in the final. 3 Swiss, 1 French, an Iranian and 3 Koreans. Amazing. There is Kuzovlev. So, final athlete of this men's semi-final. 19 men have climbed. And this guy, Nikolai Kuzovlev, current World Tour leader. Been incredible this season. So far the man to beat with a gold medal in Cheongsong and a gold medal in China. Will he top this route? Will he surpass Yannick Glatthard's high point? If anyone can do it, Nikolai Kuzovlev is the man. the Stein by clip 5 and 6. 2 seconds ahead of the pace. Big move into the barrel. Nice move there. Dynamic and precise. Makes clip 6. Moves up to that edge. Gets ready to climb into that tricky intellect hold clip 7 made. Into the ice block. Shortly he'll move into those twin ice barrels. 5 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. Kuzovlev now with 4 minutes 20 on the clock, moving on to that speed wall. Look at that, 22 seconds ahead of the pace. That's what we like to see. Kuzovlev shifting now. Stands high on that right tool. Builds the feet. Makes clip 12. 3 minutes 45. Davai Nikolai. Still ahead of the pace by 3 seconds. This guy is so fit. Incredible physical condition. 12 seconds ahead of the pace. Can just keep going and keep going. Makes clip number 15. Reaches out with the left hand to that stone hold. Two minutes 50 on the clock. Still ahead of the pace by 9 seconds. Oh, and a little slip of the pick again. Been very tricky, that hold. Luckily no one's popped off it yet. Into the hook. Into the fig 4 over that left hand and makes clip number 16. Up to that edge. He's really shifting now. $17 is made. 2 minutes 10 remaining. Nikolai Kuzovlev with a lot of time to play with here. He's barely stopped to shake even once. 27 seconds ahead of Yannick Glatthard. Absolutely dominant at this moment in time. Reaches out with the right hand into that hanging wooden block. Releases that left hand, kicks away with the right foot. Really nice movement as he sticks the top of that ice barrel, flicks the left leg over into the figure 4. Entangles that quick draw, makes clip number 19. 1:20 on the clock. Still 22 seconds ahead of the pace. 55 to go. Will he finish this route? A little bit tangled there as he tries to make clip 20. .35 on the clock. Nikolai Kuzovlev doesn't know how well Yannick Glatthard did. And is he going to beat him? He's 3 seconds behind Glatthard now. 18 seconds on the clock. He's off! Can't believe it. Nikolai Kuzovlev fell off. He is human. And will qualify in second place behind Swiss Air Yannick Glatthard. Well, that is a turn up for the books, ladies and gentlemen. Yannick Glatthard has absolutely set the standard here in Saas Fee. He's made a very strong statement. Going into the finals later, Kuzovlev is going to have to find something special if he wants to be able to match the pace of young Yannick. Let's watch what happens. Feet slit, right to the pop there, that pick popped on the right hand side. Faster than he could do anything about it. A little bit of fatigue setting in, wasn't able to keep the tension. Watch it one more time. Boom! Get down! Nikolai Kuzovlev falls below Yannick Glatthard and qualifies in second place. So let's take a look at that move one more time. Very good effort from Nikolai Kuzovlev. Climbed so well. A lot of moves there. Let's take a look at the results. We have the results. The top 8 athletes are in. No ties at the 8th place, which is great. 8th place qualifier Chung Jung-Lee from Korea. 6th place tie between Jung Park and Mohamed Reza Safdarian. 5th place Kevin Huser of Switzerland. 4th place Clair of France. 3rd place Nikolai Primerov of Switzerland. 2nd place Nikolai Kuzovlev of Russia. 1st place, he's back with a vengeance. It's Yannick Yannick Glatthard. I need a coffee or a beer or something. Bottom 10 athletes, in fact bottom 11 because we had 19 men. Young-Hee Kwan, Alexei Mashallov just missing out on finals. Lukas Glatthard, Marco Malinowski, Jonathan Brown, Anton Yemov, Alexei Dengin in 15th. Disappointing performance from him today. So it's such a shame that he fell so low. Below him, Artem Bozhenskyi, Gordon McArthur, Chung Jung-Lee, and Samuel Clavier with that missed dyno low down. I'm sure you'll agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that was a thrilling, albeit rather long, semi-finals. Amazing work from all of our athletes, and a big thank you to them for their performances. Thank you to all the guests that joined me here in the studio. Huge gratitude, of course, to the title sponsor of the event, Outdoor Research. Without them, it would not be possible. Big thank you to QTV, our broadcast partners on this tour, doing a wonderful, wonderful job, as always. Thanks for your comments, for your questions, and for your support. My name is Liam Lonsdale. We'll be back live with the finals in just less than 3 hours' time, 6:55 local time, the men's and women's league finals. Do not miss it. Whatever you're going to do for the next few hours, do it safely and enjoy it. Until 7 PM, good afternoon.